makes me think of essentially you're talking procedural knowledge, sort of escalation of problems or problem solving and how to go through the escalation ladder. So like what's plan A, what's plan B if it doesn't work, kind of knowing that process, that procedure, and then which is definitely drainable. And then the second thing that I thought of as you're talking about that, which was, back to technology, like how do we leverage technology in this instance? This is sort of like your classic just-in-time learning application as well, because often the plan A, plan B, plan C, well, you can run people through the training on that. They often won't remember it because it happens so infrequently. So you do need a good way for people to, without having to ask another person every single time necessarily, especially with the distributed workforce and a limited management team, to be able to access that information, that just-in-time learning application where you have some sort of searchable system to find the answer to your questions, to find the procedure that you need in this moment, because this is the first time this has ever occurred. And I don't know how to solve the problem myself right now in this moment. Yeah,
Yep.
it just made me think like the, the importance of granular searchability in your training
Yep.
material.
Or simply, training out where to look, right?
The FAQ could just be
You
an
can
FAQ.
you can train out, I think, what people will remember from one session of training, it's only going to be so much. I
Yeah,
think you want to give employees sort of a model that they can use in their brain that doesn't depend on them understanding and remembering with photographic detail every single thing.
yeah,
You want to give them a model of this is sort of what could happen. This is where you would go for more, for
yeah.
more answers. This is, or I remember, covering this. It was in this folder that we store here. And I think those are sort of, those can save you tons of time. They can take, a catastrophic problem and bring it down to a more manageable problem.
They don't know how, they don't have to know, they don't have to remember how to do it. They just have to know where to look to figure out how to do it in the moment, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's a lot of different situations, but again, it would just, in our line of work, we're definitely looking at servers a lot. And so for us, what happens when there is a catastrophic problem? What happen? Are we able to take something that is catastrophic and bring it down into, ideally, a minor maintenance call or a minor maintenance procedure? But, I think with more deliberate training, with more practice, with more documentation, that's the goal is to be able to take something that because, when you run into something for the first time, if you're new or if you're trying out a new technology or something like that, for sure, an issue can turn into, something really, really huge. And what you want is to be able to get ahead of that, train that out and turn that into something that you might lose your whole day at work. It might be worse than that. You might lose a whole day at work and turn that into, oh, everything is set up. It's all documented. Here's what I've got to do. And, and it becomes just a matter of following procedure, right? With minimal downtime, if not no downtime, if you set things right. So I think when you think about productivity, it really is down to the hour. It's like, how do I save not just, how do I save an hour of work? How do I save a day of work? And I feel like it's easy for these special situations to lose your whole days, and that could be in the technology space, but it could be in a lot of other spaces too.